Hey, everybody, and welcome. This is Bob. Today I'm having a conversation with Baker. This is the Baker Experience. Hey,
Yeah.
Baker, what's up?
Oh, nothing. Just sitting here,
Now,
pants
just sitting
off,
there?
having a
Oh,
brewski. You
oh
know,
my goodness. Oh, well, good. It's
it's
only,
5 o'clock somewhere.
yeah, okay. It's not even lunchtime. Definitely not lunchtime for you. So, yeah, well,
I'm
good.
sitting here. I'm sitting here between two mutts, a 25-pound border terrier mix with maybe some. I don't know what else is in them, and then the other one's a little 12-pound Chihuahua border terrier mix.
Oh, my
And
Lord.
um, and this is the part of the morning where we sit quietly on the couch together, and we're so
Ah,
glad to have you with us today.
oh, good.
How's it going, Bob?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I'm wrapping my head around this whole dog scene you got going on.
It's really good. I because I'm such a good husband and I'm unemployed. The unemployed part is kind of key to it. Uh, I get up like a good husband. Help my wife get to work, put her food
Mm.
together for lunch,
Oh
get
wow.
her coffee going. I gotta pay my bills somehow around here right now.
Right. Well,
Um,
at least you got to keep somebody happy so they'll help you.
yeah, it's nice. If I can't take care of myself, it's nice to take care of other things. So that's
Yeah.
that's really what
I'm
it's
so
about.
you make a lunch. Making lunch has been a point of contention in my household for decades now.
How
Because
how so? Like
I
the
never get
idea
my
of
lunch. Well, I should rephrase that. I
nobody
never
makes me lunch.
I have never had my lunch to go, like to go take it someplace to work or what
Really?
have you. Never
Hmm.
had that made
Hmm.
for me.
Hmm. Hmm.
And it believe me, it bothers me a little bit. I don't blame my wife for not doing it cuz I don't want to do it.
Yeah, I've never done it for
Cuz
myself. I can't do it for
yeah.
myself. I can do it for other people. I cannot do it for
Really,
myself.
you don't make your own lunch?
No. Well, I mean, I'm trying to think. I guess I don't. You know what? I don't think I ever brought my lunch to work ever.
Oh, really?
No, I can't remember. I don't think I ever did.
Wow. I used to have to well, I did all the time, but I'm cheap, so, that's part of the
Wait a
thing. But I
second.
had
There,
to pull
there,
it
there
together
must have
myself and
been a
I'm like,
time.
it'd be nice, you know, if somebody else did this other
Oh
than
yeah.
me.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I,
It's sometimes I get
I'd
like
pay
every.
I'd pay her the wage of a fast food worker
Yeah, I'm getting free healthcare out of it, so I feel like the
for
least I
the
can do.
few. I wouldn't pay for the whole hour. I would pay for the minutes that it took to put my
Well, right. I
lunch
mean, what are you gonna
together.
take an hour to make lunch? What are you crazy? It's ridiculous.
So what would that be? Let's say it takes 15 minutes, a quarter of what? So like maybe $3. I give $3 to make
Three.
my lunch, get my lunch made.
Yeah, yeah. Three's a
I'm
good
already
number.
buying the ingredients. They're here. They're just dispersed.
You just have to gather them in a pleasing way. What's
That's
so
right.
difficult about this?
Put a little panache in it.
Hey. So
So,
what I've been trying to do, so I do that, and then Mara ships off to work, and it's usually it's getting lighter here, but it's usually so damn dark when she leaves that I sit on the couch to do my morning meditation, and
uh-huh.
um, and my dogs are like, "Ooh,
Ooh,
meditation
that's a good
time,"
idea. Yeah.
and they come up and they curl on either side of me because they're like, "Oh, the man's relaxed. You got to get near him while he's relaxed." So
So
it's it's
these
it's
must be older dogs, I'm guessing.
uh yeah, like 2 and 5.
Okay.
Two
So they're
two.
not like puppies
Oh
because,
wait, no, I just lied. Harry's like 8. I think we got him
oh
like
my
5.
Lord.
Yeah. Anyway, so we do a little puppy meditation together. It's very nice. It's very relaxing.
Oh, nice.
It's
Yeah.
very good.
That's good.
That's how we start our day, and then who knows what happens?
And it all goes, and then the licking begins.
Yeah, yeah.
I have no idea. Dogs like to lick themselves. I'm assuming that, in that scenario,
There's a lot of licking.
you might
Yeah,
just join in for the hell of it,
yeah.
just to be one of the pack.
I know I can't stretch as far as I'd like to, so I can't lick all the parts.
Okay. Yeah, they do. Yeah, dogs have got it good in the flexibility area. So you're home. You're contemplating life these days. Now, just a little history. So people, I have no idea when people jump into these things, right? So they may not know that uh, Baker is a very long time connection here. So I think it was back in 2000, if I'm not mistaken, when you and I encountered each other in this great wide world web thing. Oh, you can't hear me anymore. Okay. Well, now I lost him. So we'll wait for him to come back here. But yeah, Baker has been around for a really long time. He was associated with something called streamingmedia.com way back in the day. And he encountered us at Static Radio way back at the early days. I'm hoping he's going to come back now. But I'll just riff for a while just to give you an idea. Oh, there he is. Now, can you hear me now?
Wow. Yeah. Is that a thing that happens on StreamYard? Like everything just went suddenly quiet and then I couldn't get you back no matter what.
I think one of those dogs intervened, but no, I
Okay.
haven't. It has not been a thing that I'm aware of.
Okay. You want to start over real quick or something
No,
or
I vamped in between. I was telling about your history. I said we've known each other
oh,
since 2000, and you were at
oh
streamingmedia.com way
God.
back
This is
then.
so we're starting all oh, it's
No, I just had to say
it's
something.
falling apart. Oh, I can feel the audience drifting so hard.
I would until now.
Oh
Everybody was
God.
fine. They were like listening to a
Jesus.
tale.
Oh, they could hear me like Bab. Could you hear me being like Bab? I can't hear you. Bab,
No,
Bab.
we couldn't hear
Okay.
any of that. You
Uh,
you were you were evicted, and we didn't. There was nothing after that.
there's just so much. It's just a lot of pressure. It's high stakes. All your listeners. It's a lot to try to live up to. And now that I'm on the Facebook again and can
Mm-hmm.
communicate with you and Miles like directly.
Yeah, that was whenever I thought that might be a mistake.
Yeah, I started to feel like so I've been off of not off per se, but I haven't I haven't really used Facebook in a
I've
really
been
long time.
lurking on Facebook for many years now.
I was off for a long time, and then during I can't remember what hurricane it was. A couple of years ago, there was a wicked bad hurricane, and my mom was
Mm-hmm.
in Florida, and she decided to stay at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess both of us were so kind of fixated on like was she prepared for the hurricane and would she be okay,
Mm-hmm.
that what we didn't calculate was how terrifying it is to live through a hurricane apparently.
Yeah.
um,
Oh,
and
I'm sure.
so it didn't take long before I was like, oh Lord, I wish my mom didn't stay there. And suddenly I was like using my wife's Facebook to try to connect with like friends of my mom and stuff like that to figure out, what was going on and everything. And then I was like, oh, well, Facebook is actually really, really good for this type of stuff. Like, it's where everybody seems to be.
Right.
And
Yeah.
certainly my mom's age. Um, so anyway, so I went back. So I was back on Facebook and I was like, yeah, this is a pretty good place for emergencies and blah, blah, blah. And so I just kind of left it sitting there for a while. And then I kind of got back into it, I guess, maybe before the holidays or whatever. But then, yeah, so now I'm becoming friends with people from high school again. And then now I'm friends with you and Miles.
Mm,
Um,
yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, and so yesterday was my wife's birthday, and so I did the good husband thing where you
Mm-hmm.
talk about how great your wife is, and then you post pictures of her, you know.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
and so I did that, but it became like it was like a super trigger for everything that freaks me out about social media
Mm-hmm.
because apparently well, Facebook, it must be an algorithm thing. Facebook doesn't really seem to care about what I post, but as soon as I post a happy birthday greeting to my wife, then
Mm-hmm.
it's like everyone in the world and all of her friends can see it.
Mm-hmm.
And so what that led to was like you and Miles um, telling my wife that I had been talking about getting her uh, a diamond tennis bracelet,
That was
um,
Miles. Yeah.
maybe a trip somewhere.
That was Miles as well.
Yeah. So now I got to do
I
the
said you were getting her a Monet, which would be vastly more expensive than either of those
well,
two.
yeah, that I mean that just seemed ridiculous. Like that
Right,
obviously
exactly.
wasn't
It's not going to
happening.
happen, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, but the other stuff, I'm like, well, she doesn't know if I'm talking to Miles about getting her these things, and so
Well, he loves to put people on the spot. That's his thing, you know.
so I'm sweating and shucking and jiving, being like, "Ha ha, you guys are so funny." Oh no, I didn't give her a Monet, I gave her money. Ha ha ha
Money.
ha.
Ah.
But then I start looking at who's liking it, and it's like a lot of female friends from my past, like high
Mm.
school and college, and friends I've made through internets and things like that. And then I'm like, now it's starting to look weird. There's a bunch of women that my wife has never met
Ah.
wishing her a happy birthday on my
Versus girlfriend's
timeline.
past.
And
Oh.
then there what no, but it's still like who the fuck are all these strange women wishing me a happy birthday?
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody from high school is like, I joked about Mara never logging in so that
Mm-hmm.
she wouldn't
Right.
see this. And then somebody was like, well, if she does log in, if she doesn't log in, tell her that her husband's fantastic.
That's
And that,
right. There you go.
and I was like, what
Hey,
the fuck? Don't
baby,
say
I ain't
that.
supposed to tell you that I'm fantastic, by the way.
Yeah, like,
She's like, then she,
screenshot
you know, when
that.
you say that, she has second thoughts. She's like, wait a minute. Maybe he's not so
Maybe, yeah.
fantastic.
You know what? If yeah,
That's
yeah.
what
So
happens. You never do that. You always go the opposite way.
oh my
You
god, and
know.
I'm just sweating, and then I'm like, I think I realized something. So then also, I'm just not used to people like reacting to something that I put out there. So
Mm-hmm.
people are liking, and then they're commenting, and then I feel like, well, I need to like what everybody says, right? Like,
No, but
oh, I
you
don't.
do. I mean, you do feel compelled, I suppose, a little bit.
Dude, I was like whack-a-mole. I like looked at my phone. I'm like, I have 40 notifications. I was like,
Oh
oh
my
my God,
gosh.
I'm canceled.
Who
What
are
did I
these
say?
people?
I was like, I probably said something on the Howard Stern group and now I'm canceled. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what's going on. And it was just a ton of people responding to my wife's birthday post. And I'm like, so they're like, oh, happy birthday. Okay, I like that. Okay, like that, like that. Oh, somebody said something funny. So I did the ha ha for that one. You know what I mean?
Ah, yeah.
But
Yeah,
then
they
it's like,
got more reactions now. I liked it when it was just like,
me
not
too.
when you,
It's like
yeah.
whack a mole though. And so, but, and then I'm like, okay, phew. Okay. I liked everything that somebody said. Right. And
Mm-hmm.
then I come back and then you and Miles are like, are trying to stir shit up between me and my wife in there. And then I feel compelled that I have to be funny to you guys. So now I'm in a thread trying to make you guys laugh underneath a post that's supposed to be about my wife's birthday.
Uh huh. We usurped it. Yeah.
And then I'm thinking they're back channeling with each other and like, now you
Oh
say
no.
this, now you say that. And I'm like,
No.
now they're messing with me to be like, dude, this guy will respond to everything. Let's
No.
just how much longer is he going to respond? He has to like or respond to everybody. And then I feel like I'm the crazy one. And I'm like, okay, you all commented on this, but I'm the weird one for pressing like on all of it. And then what if I don't press like on all of them? So now
Right.
like
Then
what
you're
right.
alienating somebody.
Right. So like my cousin, you know, Joni Come Lately to wish my wife a happy birthday.
Mm-hmm.
She wishes her a happy birthday this morning, but I haven't. So I got to like that now because I like
Yeah.
everything else. So I think,
She only did it because she saw, look how much is getting for this birthday shit. I better put something out there.
yeah,
Right?
yeah, she's got to juice her algorithm. She's got to get in on the
Exactly.
party. Yeah, yeah. Maybe some of these people wish me a happy birthday later.
Just to alleviate some of your worry about this, Miles and I never talk at all
Except for the
during the
20
week,
minutes a week.
except for when we record something.
Dude, I can't.
There's nothing else going. I swear, there's never anything going. What happens is we both are a couple of goofballs, and I'm like, hey, I'll put something out there, and then of course he can't stand it when he reads it, and then he's doing like you. He's like, I gotta one up this lament asshole, and then it's a whole thing
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, it felt like a ton of pressure and it felt really weird. And then I think I decided, so I think here's my new rule is,
Mm-hmm.
well, the other thing is, so, and then also you have somebody from high school who's being like, oh, tell your wife like how great you are or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
then the other thing is like, not everybody in high school thought I was so great. And they might be, and then they're going to show up in the wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be like, oh, I didn't think he was that great. Like, let me tell you a story about like
Yeah.
him.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm like, no, this. It can't end well. I just feel like no good deed on social media goes unpublished.
Mm-hmm.
Unpublished. That too. No good deed
Yeah.
does go punished.
No
But
good deed.
okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I think. Well, first of all, if you know any rules about like if I'm the other thing I notice that people do on Facebook too is sometimes when you reply to something somebody says, it automatically wants to put the person's name in there, like it tags them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But then
Mm-hmm.
some people seem to take that tag off, like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it's not cool. So I, I for the I don't know what's going on. Like
What
I don't know what the rules are anymore.
you
I
don't
don't
know? You
know.
lack the etiquette
I
for
don't.
social
I
media
guess so.
etiquette.
I guess so. I feel like I'm just writing in all caps all the time when I'm using Facebook. I don't really know what's
I
going on.
I need people to pay attention to what I'm putting up here.
Can I? Is there a mildly interested emoticon for this? I'm only mildly interested in what they're saying. I don't want to like it. It's more of a mild interest.
Yeah, exactly.
So my new rule is going to be anytime I post anything, I'm going to wait 24 hours before I go back and even look to see what people said or if they liked, because here's the thing,
Mm-hmm.
it gives them time to delete their comments.
Did people delete their comments?
Don't they?
Uh, I know some people have because sometimes it'll say edited or something. But
I'm just
I
thinking.
don't. If I throw it out there, I just start slinging it. Just start slinging it, man.
I
And
was
then
thinking that
mm-hmm.
maybe let's say somebody says something and like I don't know, maybe they're having a drink and they think they're being funny and they
Mm-hmm.
say something on the timeline. If I get all whack-a-mole, I got to be nice guy and be nice to everybody who's nice to me. I might not give them the opportunity to remove their comment if I'm going to jump on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I would probably like time to rethink every comment that I've ever put out there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I want to extend that to somebody else. But the fact that I've let you and Miles into like to
Ruined the
my
birthday
world,
this year. Yeah.
you're
Mm-hmm.
into no, didn't ruin the birthday, but now you're
Oh,
in my
good.
world. Now you can see reflections of me
Mm-hmm.
for this entire half of a goddamn century.
Yeah, I'm
And
waiting for the selfie with the dogs on the couch. To be honest with you, now.
oh, well, let me see if I can. You know what? I try to take one now, but I don't know if your podcast app could handle me switching apps in the middle of this.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, maybe don't do it at the moment. I'll look for it later. I don't have to be honest. I don't get on any of the socials regularly during the day. I usually it's at night when I'm bored.
Well, it's actually pretty good now. Like I guess I don't remember exactly why I used to hate it so much, but I don't hate it so much anymore. Like there
Mm-hmm.
seems to be some decent moderation tools in place in the groups that I'm in. I think it also helps that like I started over social media basically from scratch, like a couple years ago, and I've only really added some friends in the last few months.
Mm-hmm.
So rather than like
Haphazardly, I might add.
the 2009 approach of like I vaguely remember seeing them when I was 3 years old. Sure, let's be friends. Like, oh, our
Right.
moms knew each other when our dads were in the Air Force. Sure, let's be
Sure.
friends. And then it's like, oh, this person's a monster. Why am I friends with this person?
Yeah. Then you got to suffer through all the
That was no one specific. I
repeated
had no one
memes.
specific in mind. Okay, all right. It was
Uh,
just
I know it wasn't me because I haven't been involved in that.
I'm not so much of a
It
service
doesn't matter to
guy.
me. I wouldn't even care. I'd be like, yeah, that was me. Hmm.
I'm more of a self-service. Oh, are you a self-service checkout guy?
Me?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I love it. Are you kidding me? I love the self service checkout.
really,
I love to
really.
go and check out my stuff if I have
Oh,
to. I'll tell you what, to be honest with you, I'm a pickup person now. I rarely go in anywhere.
oh, that's good. Pickup is really
I
good.
just show up. Well, actually, I don't even purchase anything. My wife just tells me to show up, and then I have to, go through the motions. And they throw it in the car, and I say thank you, and I leave.
You know, I've I've only done that a couple times. I think for me, I think like going to the grocery store for me is therapeutic. Like
Really?
I
Going
think
inside?
yes, because
Hmm.
it's so overwhelming that all the other negative thoughts in my head they can't. It's like they can't get over the hurdle because there's like 5,000 different types of like cream cheeses in front of me. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like I
Yeah. Oh,
can't
yeah.
as
I
long
know
as
what you
I'm
mean.
in there, as long as I'm in there, the demons can't scream as loud.
Oh, I got you. So
You know what
you're
I'm saying?
preoccupied with being in the environment. It's kind of like
Oh,
going to an amusement park and you can't forget your worries.
right, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the whole like getting out and do something. You got to get your mind away from the thoughts. You got to like use your hands. You got to trick your brain basically. You got to really
Hmm.
like you got to start doing weird things. Stand on your head if you can, or don't if you can't. Uh,
Don't try if you can't.
yeah, I find that, and I have to remind myself of this because it seems like the things that are best for you to do in life
Hmm.
or are in your best interest. Um, First of all, they're never fun, and second of all, it's like I have to remind myself to do them every time
Hmm.
for some reason.
Like you
It's
got to
like
remind yourself to go to the grocery store.
well, see, no, that's a little more straightforward. Just
Oh,
like
okay.
get outside, do something. Hey, let's go try to fix that thing, or just get up
Oh,
and
I
do
see. Yeah.
something where
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay, my brain can't focus on the existential fear of where we've arrived in 2024
Hmm.
because I'm trying to figure out why this light switch doesn't work.
Gotcha. Oddly enough, I think you're missing out on a whole career in Instacart.
Oh, that's true. You know what? Could I do Instacart? I looked into doing some.
You like to go to the store. I mean, you don't mind.
No, I do. I love it. It's actually quite
It's
therapeutic, as I
yeah.
mentioned
You see,
before.
you can go
Just
pick out other people's groceries, and then they'll pay you to drop them off.
just moments ago on this very podcast, I said it was therapeutic.
Yeah.
Uh, there was some. You know what? I should look into that. At some point, I looked into maybe it was Uber, and I thought it might have been a DoorDash or something. But my car was too old, and I was like, "What do you mean my car's too old? Like it
Yeah,
doesn't."
you got to have a newer car for
But
those
why would I
people
have to have it? But why?
because they want you to work. They don't want it to break down constantly. I can't.
But
My
it's a
car won't
Honda
start.
Element. It's gonna go for 500,000
Well, you
miles.
might be able to do Instacart then. So
Okay, I should
they
look
don't
into
care
that.
how old your car is because it just has to carry groceries.
Okay,
you're not carrying people. You don't want people to be, you pick somebody up and then you're stalled on the side of the road
Well,
with
I
a
was surprised by one of them. You know
person.
what? Maybe you know what I think it was. Maybe it was like an Amazon thing or something like that. Like Amazon, you could use your own car, but they wouldn't let you use cars before like 2010
No,
or
no, I believe
12.
that it is Uber and Lyft as well. Here you go, Scott. Here's a funny story. So I was in San Diego recently, and I love to chat up all the drivers. And my
Oh God.
whenever I travel with my family, they hate me because
Oh, is that a
I'm like, hey, what
Swahili
kind of car
accent?
is this?
Is that Swahili?
And so I was I was with actually people that I do my day work with, and I was chatting up the driver, and I'm like, how's it going, with that and this and that and everything, and how do you like your Prius, because they all got Priuses, and I always
Yeah.
got to ask that question. And she was telling me, she's like, oh yeah, but the here Uber's coming out with a deal where you can rent a Tesla from them, lease a Tesla from them, a new Tesla, to be an Uber driver,
Oh,
and they'll help you get insurance and everything, and then essentially it's almost exactly like a cab, except you have to front the brunt of the. They'll take a
oh yeah,
percentage or
yeah.
whatever. You make less money, but you have a brand new Tesla. Isn't
I
that
hate that.
interesting?
Yeah,
Now,
it's
meanwhile, I'm crammed into a Prius with like three other people, and I'm say over 6 foot tall, and so it's not comfortable. And I'm trying not to step on this person's lunch, which is at my feet.
that's
That's
awful.
that's my Uber experience.
That is just my lunch. I will get to it eventually. Just put it by your feet. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Now, why this was just a regular American lady, no accent.
I was a
You're
I
born,
I was a
regular
doctor
run of
for
the
neuro.
mill,
It
beauty school
wasn't the
dropout.
oh it wasn't the like I was like a neuroscience doctor in my country and now I drive a cab kind of thing.
No, but oddly enough, I took an Uber. I was in San Francisco a few years ago, and I took an Uber, and the Uber driver was a programmer who just liked to get out of the house every once in a while.
Hmm. Hmm.
Isn't that
Hmm.
weird?
Hmm.
You don't believe him?
Hmm. I don't know. I don't know.
They work from home, and they're like, "Yeah, I do this Uber thing because I just
Because
have
I
to
just
get out."
love people. Because people are so great. I just like to make extra money, but it's
Well,
more
I
about
don't
the
know that they
people.
went that far, but they did talk
Ugh.
about wanting to get out of the house, and so they drove me to San Jose. I was in San Jose.
I love Vegas. I love Vegas Uber drivers. They're usually really fun.
Why did they gamble with you in the car? Or what?
No, they usually just have big personality. Like last time I was in an Uber, this woman was she does. I think she does. I can't remember if she was bartending or, but she also works for like one of those Vegas like racing companies, and so she flies over all over the world, just looking amazing and doing marketing and like she's got the
Mhm.
gift of gab. So you get in the car and you immediately you're immediately like, oh, this person seems to really enjoy who I am. It's like, no, she doesn't. This is what she does for a living. Oh, it seemed like I made a friend in Vegas. You didn't make a friend in Vegas. That was your Uber driver.
Mhm.
That's what she does for a living. She makes people feel comfortable, just like everybody in Vegas. Everyone in Vegas is trained and professional and knowing how to make you feel good about yourself in any particular moment. And that's all she's
Mhm.
doing. Stop thinking about it. She's not looking at you in the rearview mirror.
Hey, she liked my wife's happy birthday message on Facebook.
Yeah. She's like, oh, I really miss taking you
When
around.
I
I'm like,
was
what?
when I was there, I friended her, and so now we're buddies.
She left a note on the wall saying she'd love to take me and my wife out when we're in Vegas. And my mom
Yeah,
was like, "What
yeah,
is
you're
that?
there.
Who was that woman with the big double D's who said she'd like to take you and out?"
She's got pictures from all over the world with her tits hanging out.
She's a bartender, Mom. It's not like
I was
that.
stalking her. I was stalking her Facebook page. See,
Yeah.
I could never be an Uber driver because I hate to drive. I can't
Ah,
stand it. And it's only gotten worse. COVID has ruined me for so many things. I can't go into the grocery store. I can't drive anywhere anymore. I mean,
can't
I'm
breathe
just.
so good anymore. It's a whole thing. I can't taste or smell anything, but I can hear
I,
colors.
I, it's just, I loved being so removed from society
Dude, me
that it
too.
was
I
fantastic.
thrived. I fucking thrived. I am like,
It was best.
this is how the
This is how the
this
world's supposed to work.
oh my god, and all these people who were like, oh my god, work from home, am I right? And it's just like it's like
Hmm.
it's not it's you're gonna get over this feeling you're having within like 6 weeks. You're gonna be like, this is not what I hoped it would be. But
Oh
for me,
no,
it's exactly
I
what I
love
want.
it.
No,
Yeah,
no, yeah,
I
no, no.
love
It
it.
was. I'm saying this about the other people who thought it was going to
Oh
be
yeah.
like. I'm like, oh, you think you like this? I know you. You're going to hate this. You're not going to be able to function like this. Being left
I,
alone is one of my favorite things in the world.
I'm thinking if everything goes to shit, I'll be like a mail order groom because that would be fantastic. Be stuck on a farm, potato farm in the middle of nowhere.
Oh,
You
yeah,
know.
yeah. Just do I have to like get a dumb job at an office? No, you just have to take care of the
No.
horses.
Right.
Oh,
Okay. I can do that.
oh,
What all do they need?
oh my God, these horses are gonna love me. I can't wait.
Exactly. Yeah. Brush them every once in a while. Go hang out in this pasture. And
Oh,
I don't
that
think I would
sounds
like the
great.
cold part, but if it was really cold, but you know.
Yeah,
Maybe there's a horse farm in Hawaii somewhere that I could go take care of the horses.
no, I don't think you're gonna be that lucky, Bob. Your
Yeah,
mail order
probably not.
bride is gonna be from
Yeah,
somewhere Baltic, probably.
yeah, probably it'd be cold.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, it'd be fantastic.
You're gonna get like pressed into service. Be all of a sudden you're like, what? What? I don't want to fight Ukraine. It's like,
Yeah,
sorry, you're.
right, exactly. Yeah.
I thought I
I
was a
can
mail
I
order
can
husband.
operate I can operate a drone. That's what I'd say.
Oh no, not a big one. Not one of those big ones. You got one of those
Oh
little
no, yeah,
ones.
any size. It doesn't matter. Whatever. A drone operator.
As long as it comes with an Xbox controller, I'm good.
I think Sade's come out with that one. I'm a drone operator.
Oh, Sade. Oh my
I'm a
God.
drone operator. Dropping bombs on the enemy.
Oh,
That
man. I was trying to
that
think of some
devolved.
lyrics. I was trying to think of some lyrics fast enough, and I just couldn't. Oh my God. I love Sade
Uh,
so much.
Coast to coast, LA to Chicago.
Is it a crime? Well, in some non-NATO countries, it is a crime. You're right.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the drone pilots for commercial airliners so they can cram another 5 people on there. You know, that's
Oh,
what I'm
dude.
hoping for. You know,
Yeah, and then there was that guy from what Spirit who they were like looking at like could they have a standing room only section for flights that were an hour and under? Did you see
yeah,
that? Like
yeah.
just be standing there like we're all
That
in a
sounds
subway. We're all
yeah.
on
That doesn't sound particularly safe for other reasons. There'll be a lot of
uh,
spinal injuries. I think
good lord, what do you
some of
think's
these
happening with
planes.
all these planes? Do you think it's sabotage or do you think it's just good old
Sabotage.
American we fucking can't do anything very well anymore?
It's just the odds. It's just
Yeah,
the
it's
odds.
just that
Yeah,
time.
it's just that time. Things are gonna happen.
For
That's my take on it. Yeah.
we don't forget to we don't just forget one bolt anymore. We forget
Right.
all four bolts.
A series of bolts. That's right. Well,
I remember when I was growing up.
my bolt bin was empty, so I figured I was done.
Oh my god, I worked at a place what used to remind I mean this is a short story but probably my favorite job ever when I was working in a warehouse in Colorado and we were doing I'm assuming the job is replaced by robots now but um, we used to we would uh, whatever. Basically, we were sending out these boxes, and so we, the humans, would have to go to storage and collect like the 48.712A folder, and then put the 42A dot, like just that kind of stuff, right? Just going through and picking our stuff and then lining it up, and then we just had systems to like do this as manually as fast as we could to put together these like software packages, and I'm getting some static. Speaking of static, so it's on your end. Yeah, only when you talk. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, it just sounds crazy. So,
okay. Let me fix that. Keep talking.
So as part of this kit, there's these little, basically like these little security keys. Like you can't even use the thing that we're sending you unless you have the security key, and you have to like register the ID. Well, at some point, one of my coworkers forgot to put the security keys, like the one thing you need to make the rest of the stuff work, into the boxes, and we found that he had just thrown them away. He realized, we just shipped 200 boxes of software out without the security keys. This isn't going to look good. I will just take those 200 and put them in a garbage bag and try to bury them in the dumpster. Oh my God. Yeah, not cool.
Is my voice sound better now?
Much better.
Okay, yeah, something happens on it. It's just kind of like kicking you off. It's just all random craziness here.
Yeah. Well, when you're using a high quality service like whatever this is
for free, that's me.
Yeah.
Free service is always good. So the reason we wanted to have this call was to talk about your health and get a health update from you. And so, how's your prostate doing?
Thanks, Bob. I thought you might ask this before the call, so I did a little digging, if you will. Yeah. So
the funny thing is, we actually did touch upon this an hour ago, and we're finally getting back to it.
My prostate's pretty good. I had my first prostate exam last year. Have you bothered to do that, or have you only pooped in a box and sent it in, or have you done the whole shebang?
I haven't even pooped in a box, to be honest with you.
You've done none of it?
I'm very neglectful of those kind of things. Miles loves to get fingers up his butt by strange, health care people.
Yeah, as many as possible. You got to practice across different fingers.
Yeah. I mean, he's, just, I think, one visit away from his own series of adult videos. But no, I have not. Yeah, everybody keeps telling me, we need to get this done. So eventually it'll happen.
Of all the things that I've had in me and through me and on me and stuff like that, it was definitely like it was really nothing. Like drinking the GAC, like the Gavolite stuff, like that was the biggest pain in the ass. Apparently, if you have better insurance, you don't even have to do that anymore. But I don't know what that's like. So, drinking that stuff is just like there's like a viscosity to it, like there's like a texture to it, because somehow, and this is the thing that I don't understand. It's like you drink the Gavolite stuff, and somehow it knows to come out of your butthole instead of your pee hole. I don't know how it knows which way to go, but there's something about
it's some kind of like coin storter inside your body.
Coinstar. Ooh, I'd love to get a colonoscopy at a Coinstar. That would be very convenient. Be like, well, the colonoscopy costs $99 if you're willing to do it through the Coinstar, but you have to
get 10% discount.
Yeah, you got to dump $99 worth of coins in, and then you bend over. So drinking that stuff was the hardest part, but the actual procedure was like there was nothing to it. Like I other than some I guess some goo around my butthole, and also I had a bunch of hand marks on my butt, which I wasn't expecting. A bunch of like as if I think they might have been smacking me while I was Maybe I asked for it. I was pretty
Yeah,
loopy
maybe
on the
if you
drugs.
don't take the 10% discount, you can get a couple of slaps on the bottom,
So that was great. So apparently,
or
like
maybe they were just trying to get the goo out.
I have a great colon, which is the end of the story. My colon's really good.
Oh,
Um,
good. That's been you know
but
it
it's
makes
still
me
kind of
feel
big. And
better.
then sometimes, like now that I'm an oldie gunk, as we like to say, my body's just it's so sensitive to stuff. Like to if I have too much sugar now, it I can feel it. Like it makes my heart pound and like my skin gets weird and stuff. Like everything's everything's falling apart. If I just do a little too much of anything in one direction, my body tries
Mhm.
to punch me back in the right direction.
Really,
And
that's interesting.
so I made some patty melts the other night. Patty melt. You know what the patty melt is?
I'm familiar. I've never personally had one,
It
but
means you don't have any buns in your house, is what it
right. You
means.
just do the bread and the cheese and a hamburger, right?
Yeah. It's I don't know who eats a patty melt on purpose.
It's kind of like a grilled cheese with a hamburger.
Yeah, it was mostly a grilled. It was mostly a cheeseburger, but just on a plank of toast. Basically, is what it was.
Okay.
Um, but it was like a frozen meat, and then I thawed it, and then I'm one of those people like I just have that. For some reason, I adopted my grandparents like depression era mentality of like you cannot waste anything. You have to cook everything. If it's going to go bad, you have to cook it and eat it. Or
Mm-hmm.
if like I'm just mental like that for some reason. It's just like no, we can't let anything waste. There's children in some place that would be eating this.
Or not. They probably wouldn't want it, but yeah.
So I probably made myself about a half a pound burger. I want to
Oh
say
my lord, that's a okay.
it was a big one. It was a
Yeah,
big
I don't.
burger.
I like hamburgers, but I don't. I had a half a pound the other day at a bar, and it probably wasn't the best idea.
Yeah. So let's go to the not the best idea part. So for me, what it means is red meat seems to inflame the nethers. Can maybe just leave it at that, like inflame the nethers. Uh, and then I
On the
think,
inside or the outside?
oh, all around the town.
Oh, okay. I was
And
trying to get a little more of a idea of what you're talking about here.
well, it's really the pressure on the bladder. So then I find myself getting up to pee every 20 or 30 minutes. It seems like it's probably not every 20 or 30 minutes, but that's how it feels like when you have to get up and pee through the
Mm-hmm.
night. And I know that's like, I mean, that's like, I don't know.
How
That
old are you, Baker? You're not even as old as I am. Jesus
I was born
Christ.
in 1952. You do
Yeah,
the
no
math.
kidding. I feel like I'm talking to Prince Charles here. Oh,
Well,
I've got
everything's
some kind
get
of cancer.
it's all precarious, man. You ever seen, the clown or somebody like spinning plates, the old spinning
Mhm.
plates? Yeah, exactly. It's like
I'm sorry. Go
I
ahead.
am my whole body is I'm just trying to keep the plates spinning
I
and it's like
guess. Gosh,
and as
that's
yeah, and
terrible.
it's in one little move and in the wrong direction and then I'm going to be up peeing all night for some reason.
Like your DNA is built with letter blocks, for Christ's sake.
Yeah,
Jeez
not great
Louise.
DNA. My parents probably should have passed on having kids, but here I am. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Not
well,
not the genetics are not so good.
everybody gets carried away every once in a while. So you
Well,
entitled. Oh, you guys got the worst health things. I
the
mean,
worst.
I had not that I'm out of the woods on all this, but I hear these stories and I'm like, really? I mean, come on. This is I pretty much can. I mean, but I'll tell you, here's the difference. You probably like a lot of different things.
What do you mean? Food wise or
Yeah, like you probably you'll go
oh yeah,
you'll eat
yeah, yeah.
whatever's
hmm
available.
hmm
I have very narrow uh, food acceptability,
I am aware.
and so I have eaten the same thing my whole life, and so therefore, I mean,
You're the mayor of Browntown. If it's brown, you'll eat it down.
I don't know if that I want to put that moniker on my.
That's it. That's what you want now, Bob. Mayor of Browntown.
I don't want to put it up on the screen here, Mayor of Browntown. But no. So I just, very, simple. The guy, with simple tastes, and I have the same thing. So nothing seems to affect me. Everybody else is like, oh man, I had this, and then now I've got the trots all day or whatever. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I usually have a pretty good constitution for food. It's really just the meats and the sugars now. My body's like, you've had enough for one lifetime, dude. Like maybe it's just that's enough. Oh, you're gonna have 2 packs of Nerd gummy clusters today? You're gonna have both packs? You're gonna eat the whole share pack? You're gonna eat the whole share pack of M&Ms?
It's share. It's on the label, for Christ's sake. You're supposed to not eat it all yourself. No, I don't. Now I have cut out the sodas. I drink soda, but not sugar soda anymore.
You're on your whole family's on the Diet Coke now, yeah?
I know. Well, no, I don't drink that. I don't even like Diet Coke. My wife is,
your wife's
is
Diet Coke
crazy for Diet Coke, and we have to have Diet Coke. And my God, we leave the house, we get a Diet Coke. I'm like,
it's like bizarre. When people have a lot of cats, and all of a sudden they become the crazy cat person because there's something in the dander that affects the brain.
Well, yeah, it's in the poop.
Yeah, I think there's a crazy Diet Coke person. I think it's the same thing. It's like a cat lady thing for Diet Coke.
Like, get a Diet Coke, and I'm always like, can't we just wait till we get home? There's plenty.
Get me a Diet Coke.
Oh no, we need it now. Gotta have it.
All of a sudden, she sounds like Zool from Ghostbusters.
The Diet Coke, yeah. No, most of the time, I'm just kind of tagging along, so I just have to go for the ride. So,
my dogs would like to mention that they do not like my Zool voice.
They don't. They're looking up. They're like,
they're like, that's not cool, buddy.
Vibe.
Yeah, that's not cool, buddy. That's not what we want to hear.
Yeah, we don't need to hear any of that. But so you're doing well. I mean,
the interesting thing about my wacky health problems is so many times they don't find, like, they see a thing that they think is a thing, and then they're like, oh, it wasn't a thing. You're just really weird. You're just a big giant weirdo. Because I'm a big guy too. I'm a 6'5". I'm a 6'5". I've been as high as 255. I'm down to 227 right now.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, thanks, Bob. Thanks. So you can do it too. It's called chronic pain. Chronic pain. Don't want to eat so much? Chronic pain.
Chronic pain. Oh, I'll have to try that.
All these Ozempic seems great, but what if I could just be in pain most of the time and lose weight? Well, we got some good news. Chronic pain. So the greatest doctor I've ever had, he retired during COVID. Good for him.
Yeah, lucky guy.
He referred to me as, he's like, you, my friend, have been medicalized, which I had never heard that term before. And basically his point was they found something weird in me that they wanted to pursue. And then in the pursuit of that weird thing, they found other things. And so they pursued those things. None of these things to date have been an actual problem. And they've just come to a conclusion on a couple things that, like, well, you're a really big person, so this might be normal for you.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
I'm like, oh, so all those CT scans and the stress test and the thing up the ureter, all that stuff, all that stuff, and I'm good. And they're like, yeah, we think you're okay. We think it's probably just arthritis. Good luck, kid. I'm like, what the?
Oh yeah.
But you put a thing up my thing.
My thing.
If you're gonna put a thing up my thing, there better be something that you're fixing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To come away from that and be like, well, that wasn't it. It's like, well, you put a thing up there, you better fix something. Can I get something out of this? Can you give me an extra half an inch? Something?
They'll be like, "Oh yeah, well we just cleared the way, so you're gonna
These
have
pipes are
20%
clean.
more spunk next time, just so you know. Keep track."
Uh, Nobody needs that.
That's weird. Well, that's interesting that you say that though, because yeah, there are. Yeah, you're right.
Medicalized.
No, medicalized. Yeah, but I mean the fact that you're a kind of a larger than average person, and I don't mean that in the
No, I'm just a big dude.
volume
Like,
sense. But if you
yeah,
are a tall person, you do have taller than average. You do have special considerations. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
and,
yeah.
and things
I'm
might
so
just be
glad.
that way.
I'm so glad that my doctors could like learn something new with me. Like, isn't that what you want? You want to just help
Yeah.
doctors learn something new every few years. That's fun.
Well,
So
I would
yeah.
say,
So
yeah, yeah.
I think had they not found things that weren't things, I think I'd be in remarkably good health. Except the sugar and the meats
If they wouldn't
nowadays.
tell me about this, I would feel great.
Stop finding stuff. Just don't find anything else.
You just don't need to tell me. I'll just go. I'll just be like, oh yeah, that's fine. I just worked. I worked out, so my legs hurt or whatever. It's not arthritis. It's just my, fitness regime.
Yeah, they've been up and in and out and through me so many different ways that I'm not. I'm like, look, I'm good for probably the next decade. Like, I'm not doing anything else anymore because there's no other holes to go into. You know what I mean? Like they've looked everywhere,
Mm.
and
Mm.
I'm not doing follow ups anymore. I'm just.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go more of the Bob Lament route going forward.
Oh, what's
Um,
that?
Ignoring doctors entirely.
Oh yeah. Every time you show up, they'll tell you. Yeah. I didn't. I was. I have a lot of knee problems. I've talked about this over the years, and I think that's a problem of being taller than average.
Yeah, yeah,
And I was there. Well, that was the time the guy ran in and stabbed me in the knee with a syringe. That was great. But anyway, when I was there for that, because he thought I was going to run or something, but the likelihood of that was very slim. But he goes, "Yeah, you got a lot of arthritis in that leg." I'm looking at the scans or whatever the hell it was. I'm like, I walked in there, I had no arthritis in my life. Now
oh,
this guy
right,
reveals
right.
to me I've got all this arthritis, and I'm like, what does it look like? And he holds up the thing, and it just looks like a wispy thing on the X-ray.
Like a hair, like a feathery kind of
Yeah, it was just weird. It's just
a
like, yeah,
smoke
all
curl.
this, and he's just kind of kind of waving around. Oh, just kind of not specifically, just kind of like, yeah, all this, and just kind of doing one of
It's all
those like a
fucked.
magician.
All
Yeah.
this.
Oh, look
It's
at
all
all that.
fucked.
Yeah, eventually that's really going to bother you. And I'm like, before I came in here, I was perfectly fine, other than the fact that my knee will throw itself out of position to the point where I can't walk, and then I
Yeah,
have to come see you. But other than that, every other day I do fine.
yeah,
So yeah, I
and
don't. I just didn't want to know. It's just like,
you,
ah,
well, yeah, I'm with you on that. I think well, I think for like the one thing, at least do the colon thing, because it's like that's the
okay.
kind of thing where it's like there's a lot of stuff you can just save till later, or like until like it might be too late. But
Mm.
but your butthole and your colon, like that's let's get that done early. If there's some shit going on in there, no shit intended. Let's snip that in the anus.
I knew a guy who had an ostomy bag. He seemed like a pretty happy fella.
See, that's where we gotta bring back your feelings about have a more productive life and how like you don't want that. It's let's just that's it. That's all I'm asking for you. Get a thing like everything else. Like your doctor will check in on you, like eventually. Like, but
Mm.
you should really get your colon checked out.
All right.
Oh man, it's just this is what I knew was
Baker's
going to
trying to
happen.
convince me to shit in the box at least.
Oh,
Okay.
at least shit in the box. Yeah, that's a good point. Just shit in the box. Shit in the
Yeah,
box. What's in the
shit in the box.
box?
I loved it at Christmas this year. My brother-in-law is like, "Yeah, I got that shit in the box thing."
for
I'm
Christmas.
like,
I get colon guard for Christmas.
and he goes, so I sent my shit off in the box. I'm like, well, how was it? All fine, man. The shit in
All
the
good,
box.
man. Yeah, that's
All
a good one
good.
because they'll give you the like, should I or shouldn't I do a follow up?
Yeah.
I think is the
What
thing
if they're
there.
wrong? What if the person that you worked at from that company with the software is working at the shit in the box place and he's just throwing them all in the dumpster and he's just sending out letters.
You know
Yeah,
what?
looks fine.
Now
Now,
that seems to be.
did you consider like, what kind of shit you were going to send them? You know what I mean? So like plan ahead and you're like,
Oh,
what I'm going to eat so that whatever shit's in that box is going to look a certain way
that's a
or
good point. I'd probably give it at least a day to be like, how does this poop look, and be like, I think I can do better. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'd
I don't
keep.
know. Do they grade it? I mean, is there some kind of
Yeah, like, do
Did
they
you send
hold
back
up
a
a piece
report
of
and say,
cardboard next to it? They're like, we're doing the cardboard test. Is it darker than cardboard? Is that what they do? I
they
don't
do
know.
the spectrometer and they're like, yeah, you need more roughage. Mm.
Yeah, every time I have to bring a poo sample into my vet, it's always an awkward exchange of they have
Was
to
it
act like it's totally normal and they're happy to see the poop, and I'm like, here's the poop. I hope I did a good job putting it on the little stick in there for
a
you.
little stick in there? Yeah. Are they looking at it like,
Sometimes I'm
are they
proud of
trying to get you to
myself.
buy the Iams? Are they going to try to get you to get the high end food?
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, oh
Hmm.
man, that is
Have
some
you
shitty looking
considered
shit.
a natural prey diet for your
Uh,
dogs? Because
uh,
Uh, so yeah, but I do feel proud. Like if I can get a good dog poop on the end of the stick, so it's just like perched there, and then I put it in the tube, and then close it, and then the poop remains on the little perch.
yeah, yeah.
I feel like I get points for that from
It's
the
not
vet.
smeared all down the side of the
Yeah, I
tube
feel like
on
the
the
vet's like,
handle.
yeah, the vet's like, oh, thank God, we can just pull this beautiful
We could
piece of
just
poop out.
pull this one out and throw it on the old view scope and take a
Yeah,
look for worms and stuff. Yeah.
because this is how, like, a lifetime of desperately wanting to be liked. I just imagine that they're like in the break room and they're like, hey, you know
Oh
who
yeah,
brings in a good shit? That's
Baker.
Scott Baker. Have you seen
Yeah.
that? Oh my God, he uses the stick, but it's always on the stick, and it's a big enough
If only
piece.
we couldn't pay him to go get all the samples.
Oh my God, yeah. Is there? See, there might be an opportunity for me here. This might be.
Hmm.
I'll be like, I'll scoop and poop your dog's poop from your yard, and I
Uh-huh.
will get the perfect
And
sample for your vet.
that's right,
Yeah,
perfect sample. I
it's an
wonder if they
add-on.
just have vets looking at all those shits in the box. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? The
Yeah,
vet, like
it's like,
he's just made up a whole business out of having people shit in boxes, and he's just basically checking you for worms. Oh, no worms, you're good.
yeah. Well, it turns out all the people who have failed the vet tech course, they are
Yeah,
legally allowed to test the dog poop. So
yeah.
we get all the washouts from vet tech school, and
That's
then
right. All the vet tech.
and they, wow, it's
Oh
just talking
man,
about old guys and poop. I guess this is
I
where
I
all
can't
the
I
this
can't.
is where all conversations go eventually.
I worked at UPS many years ago now, thank God, and I can't imagine today how those boxes, because they're kind of branded, those boxes,
Yeah, you know what you're getting.
and so the people I worked with way back when would intentionally break things and and would
Allegedly,
throw things and step on things and all with malice. It was terrible.
alleged malice. Yeah.
Well, it's been so many years. I mean, I can't remember their names. So I knew a guy who used to bust open boxes that had juice pouches in them and drink the juice pouches while he was
Wow.
working. And people who would, because they'd send fluorescent bulbs to the UPS, and he
Okay.
would intentionally crush the box.
Oh, this is not a nice person.
I believe he's a politician.
Get out of here.
I wouldn't be surprised. No, but I mean, can you imagine those guys handling your poop? I I mean, that's what I'm getting at here.
Yeah, they.
Your shit will be all over the trailer. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, or they're going to swap labels, and then all of a
Oh
sudden,
yeah, a lot of
you're
weird label
they're
business
looking
going
at
on.
Miles' poop, and they think it's your poop, and they're like, "Oh, this
Yeah,
guy's
exactly. They're
fucked.
like, hey, let's switch out these guys. And then you're like, oh,
This guy
I
better
only got
go in
3
immediately."
months to live, and then it's nothing. Yeah, exactly. Well, thank goodness we don't live near each other, so that likelihood of that happening is very slim.
Well, we can always hope.
Well, Scott, I thank you for your time here today. We're about at our
What
hour,
was this?
and it was just
Oh, okay.
a conversation with you, and everybody. Get on Facebook and give a like anything that Baker puts out there because it makes him feel better.
Uh, yeah, just give me 24 hours to respond to you because I need a buffer. I need a buffer. It's too stressful.
There you go. Too stressful.
Well, that wraps it up, pal. All right. Great.